to my new video. This video will be about the TOEFL exam, and this is the first video like for preparing TOEFL exam. In this video, I'm gonna talk about TOEFL exam and also some tips and strategies and some materials that we will use in our lessons. As in the previous video, I will share the books in the description of the video, so don't forget to check the description, and also don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe my channel to support me. And now let's go. The TOEFL exam is an English language exam to to if we need to take this exam for applying to universities or applying some things that we need English proficiency test. One of the most popular English proficiency tests is TOEFL, and also we have IELTS exam. It is also one of the most popular English proficiency test, but there are some differences between TOEFL and IELTS, because like this, in IELTS exam we need to know British English, but in TOEFL exam we will hear the listening, and also we must use American English in the speaking section. As in the IELTS, in the TOEFL is 4 sections. The first section is not the first, maybe reading, writing, listening, and speaking. The TOEFL exam has there are two kinds of TOEFL exam. TOEFL on paper, on computer. There aren't any differences between these exams in difficulty. They are the same in the questions, but there are some advantages or disadvantages these fronts, because for example, if we write an essay in writing, or we must write about a topic, we need to write everything rightly. If we have a mistake, if we make a mistake, we must cross a line to mark this is a mistake, and this can affect our band in the writing section. But if we use TOEFL computer on TOEFL exam, if we take TOEFL exam on computer, we can edit the essay, because it is in computer. We can delete the words or bad mistakes. And now and also there are some other differences, because if you take TOEFL on paper, you can get your score or scorecard for maybe a week or more than a week, because there are so many people, there are so many students or people, take this exam as on paper. But if you take the exam on computer, this will be and you can get the exam, your score and your scorecard in maybe 2 or 3 days. This is an advantage of TOEFL on computer. And then but the questions are the same, in difficulty are the same. They aren't for example, we can't say the TOEFL on computer some universities can not admit the TOEFL on paper, like on computer, but this is a myth because they are the same, and if like no matter which kind of TOEFL you take, it's like acceptable for universities. If you have like more score than requirements, minimum requirements. Yeah, and now I think that this is enough to talk about the TOEFL. Uh, for example, if you study in Turkey or in the US or America, we can say, you must use TOEFL exam because TOEFL exam is in American English. But if you want to study in abroad country, as for example in Europe countries, or um, like I say about universities, not migration. I don't say about this. Just study, no, just education. If you want to study in Europe countries, one of the Europe countries, you must take the IELTS exam because it is in rich English. Yeah. Now I'm gonna show my screen that I will use these materials, and also you can use them. Uh, I don't have enough books like about TOEFL. I will try to practice. I will try to improve my skills in the TOEFL exam on practice like this. We will. I will share a video about practice test. I will solve the all questions. I will solve the reading. Like I will write. Uh, as you know, I will write the questions and I will teach. I think that practice is the most like easy is the most not easy like is the most um, available way to learn to teach TOEFL if you do self study. But uh, yeah, there are some books that you can use, but I won't use because we are also preparing for the IELTS, and we have some grammar books. Maybe the grammar books are the same, like the grammar in the exams are the same, both in the TOEFL and the IELTS, but accent and some other things can be like some words will be different. So we will use just practice tests. And now let's go. You can like download this practice test in the link in the description of the video. I This is the original link, and these practice materials are real. Like there are some fake practice materials, practice tests, but like this materials that I share, they are original and they are real. And then let's go. Yeah, let's go. I have some materials. You can see it in this folder. The first material is iBT paper edition practice test. We will improve our skills in the TOEFL exam. Uh, I think that in the practice test, but for the TOEFL on paper, they are not same, but the difficulty is same, but the questions are not same. So I will use both on computer and on paper. This is for the on paper edition practice test, as a practice test set, and also this is listening practice test, reading, speaking, writing, and another. And yeah, of course we will have some other like some other practice tests. I will download and I will show them. But for today, for this video, we have this. Yeah, let's go. I think that we can start from uh, reading. We can start from reading. Let's go to the reading. Okay. Uh, okay, this is the TOEFL in English with confidence. TOEFL IBT reading practice questions. And now uh, let's. This is for self-study. Mentioned. For example, in this sentence, we can see that read the passage. Give yourself 20 minutes to complete this practice test. Yeah. Now, yeah, I will write the questions, the answers here. Yeah. This practice test will contain some question types like that will not appear on the test, but they are equivalent to each others, one another, because um, of course they want to share to us like the same questions. If they share, it will be easy to take the exam, but they are like sample questions. Yeah. The reading section measures your ability to understand academic passages written in English. Yeah. Uh, if you TOEFL reading, if you take TOEFL IBT, your reading will be academic. But in IELTS, you can choose IELTS general training or IELTS academic. And then you will read one passage. In the actual TOEFL IBT test, you will have 20 minutes to read the passage and answer the questions. Test takers with disabilities can request a time extension. Yeah. Yeah, then let's go. I will read the text. The rise of Teotihuacan. Paragraph 1. The city of Teotihuacan, which lay about 50 kilometers northeast of modern-day Mexico City, began its growth by 200 to 100 before Christmas. At its height, between about AD 150 and 700, it probably had a population of more than 125,000 people and covered at least 20 square kilometers. It had over 2,000 apartment complexes, a great market, a large number of industrial workshops, an administrative center, a number of massive religious edifices, and a regular grid pattern of streets and buildings. Clearly, much planning and central control were involved in the expansion and ordering of this great metropolis. Moreover, the city had economic and perhaps religious contacts with the most parts of Mesoamerica, like modern Central America and Mexico. And then paragraph second. How did this tremendous development take place, and why did it happen in the Teotihuacan Valley? Sorry, I will read this text like in the beginning of the text I will read slowly, but then I will increase my speed because it is useful. It is like important. It is an essential thing to be speedy. Yeah, the city of the city of no. Wait for me. How did this tremendous development take place, and why did it happen in the Teotihuacan Valley? Among the many main factors are Teotihuacan's geographic location on a natural trade route to the south and the east of the Valley of Mexico, the obsidian resources in the Teotihuacan Valley itself, and the valley's potential for extensive irrigation. The exact role of other factors is much more difficult to pinpoint. For instance, Teotihuacan religious significance as shrine, the historical situation in and around the Valley of Mexico toward the end of the first millennium before Christmas. Ingenuity and foresightedness of Teotihuacan's elite, and finally the impact of natural disasters such as the volcanic eruptions of the late first millennium before Christmas. This last factor is at least circumstantially implicated in Teotihuacan's rise prior to 200 before Christmas. A number of relatively small centers coexisted in and near the Valley of Mexico. Around this time, the largest of these centers, Circlesco, what? Sulco, yeah, Circlesco was seriously affected by a volcanic eruption, with much of its agricultural land covered by lava. With Circlesco eliminated as a potential rival, any of a number of relatively modest towns might have emerged as a leading economic and political power in central Mexico. The archaeological evidence clearly indicates, though, that Teotihuacan was a center that did arise the predominant force in the area by the 1st century AD. It seems like that Teotihuacan's natural resources, along with the city and its ability to recognize their potential, gave the city a competitive edge over its neighbors. The valley, like many other places in Mexican and Guatemalan highlands, was rich in obsidian. The hot volcanic stone was a resource that had been in great demand for many years, at least since the rise of Olmecs, a people who flourished between 1000 to 200 and 400 before Christmas, and it apparently had a secure market. Moreover, recent research on obsidian tools found that Olmec sites has shown that some of the obsidian obtained by the Olmecs originated near Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan obsidian must have been recognized as a valuable commodity for many centuries before the great city arose. Long-distance trade in obsidian probably gave the elite residents of Teotihuacan access to a wide variety of exotic goods, as well as relatively prosperous life. Such success may have attracted immigrants to Teotihuacan. In addition, Teotihuacan's elite may have consciously attempted to attract new inhabitants. It is also probable that as early as 200 before Christmas, Teotihuacan may have achieved some religious significance, and its shrine may have served as an additional population magnet. Finally, the growing population was probably fed by increasing the number of size of irrigated fields. The picture of Teotihuacan that emerged is a classic feature of positive feedback among obsidian mining and working trade, population growth, irrigation, and religious tourism. The thriving obsidian operation, for example, would necessitate more miners, additional manufacturers of obsidian tools, and additional traders to carry the goods to new markets. All this led to increased wealth, which in turn would attract more immigrants to Teotihuacan. The growing power of the light, who control the economy, will give the means to physically coerce people to move to Teotihuacan and serve as additions to the labor force. More irrigation works would have to build to feed the growing population, and this resulted in more power and wealth for the elite. Yeah, elite. Obsidian, a type of volcanic glass-like rock used for manufacturing tools and ceremonial objects. Yeah, I have a tip. I have a strategy. I have a strategy. If your native language is in English, don't try to translate the text to your native language, because it wastes your time. We have 20 minutes, as you can say, we have 20 minutes to write a text, a reading text, and this is very, I think that this is very short time to translate to text, and this will be like this will do to make your speech slow. So try to understand from English, like admit to English as your native language in this at that time. Yeah, the first question. The first question is, in paragraph 1, each of the following is mentioned as a feature of the city of Teotihuacan between AD 150 and 700 except. Let's go between about 80, 150 and 70. It probably had a population of more than 125,000 people and covered at least 20 square kilometers. This is multiple choice question. And the first answer is regularly arranged streets, several administrative centers spread across the city, many manufacturing workshops, apartment complex. Uh, Wait for me. It had over apartment complexes, a great market, a large number of industrial workshops, an administrative center, but in the question, several administrative centers. Yeah, yeah, the correct answer is B, because there was only a administrative center. The word ingenuity in paragraph 2 is the closest meaning to. Let's find the word. Ingenuity. Yeah, before Christmas, the ingenuity and foresightedness of Teotihuacans allied, and finally the impact of natural disasters such as the volcanic eruptions of the late first millennium before Christmas. For instance, the exact role of other factors is much more difficult to pinpoint. For instance, religious even as a shrine, they have told us well of toward the end of the first millennium before Christmas, ingenuity, ambition, sincerity, faith. I think that we will have we have another strategy in this question. If in the question in like one of the paragraphs and choose the closest meaning, you must choose just you mustn't you like if you choose the word, if you try to choose the word and you don't have enough vocabulary and you don't know this word, it will be wasting time. Instead of it, you can use this method, uh, like um, put the words instead of these words. For example, let's put the words. The first word is ambition. Ambition. The ambition and foresightedness. Of course, it is wrong. And sincerity. Sincerity, I think that it isn't about city. Faith, I think that it isn't. But cleverness can be true. And the correct answer is D. We have now two strategies, and now we can choose we can add new word to our vocabulary. Let's add the word. This ingenuity. 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 If you saw a new word, if you see a new word, you must add, because these words can be common words in exam, and if you don't know uh, like some of these words, you must add your vocabulary, you must remark them. And now I'm gonna add, this is my uh, this is my vocabulary, advanced vocabulary. Of course I have two vocabularies. I want to show you. This is my second vocabulary, and I have one more vocabulary. This is my first vocabulary. I designed to cover all of them, but this vocabulary is evolution. Like I use this vocabulary as this. If I have new words, I write them. But this vocabulary, like this is two language, like bilingual vocabulary. Uh, Translate to my native language, and also not all words. Some words that I can't write the definition of the word, I use this vocabulary. But now I'm upper intermediate, upper intermediate level, because of it I use advanced vocabulary. For example, there aren't any words in my native language here. I try to paraphrasing everything, and also I try to imitate the words from someone speaks, especially native speakers from. And then I think that ingenuity, I must write it here. Ingenuity means I wanna show you. With for me, I wanna show you. I'm gonna search for it. Yeah, ingenuity means ability to solve the problems in clever ways, intelligence, intuition, and ability to understand. Ability to solve problems in clever ways. Let's go. Uh, Ingenuity. Synonyms is cleverness, intuition, yeah, and we can intelligence. We can, yeah. I learned. I add a new word to my vocabulary in with this method. I use three different highlighters, highlighter pencils, like this. Three highlighter pencils. For example, if the word is advanced, I like highlight it with blue. If it is not advanced, it is between intermediate or pre-intermediate, upper intermediate, I use this orange highlighter. And also if it is simple word and maybe pre-intermediate word, I use yellow highlighter. But I don't use the simple word. I don't highlight the simple words. For example, you can see the this word I didn't highlight. For example, argument. Argument. Because argument is the main word. For example, I found a word and I use the word instead of it. I use this word instead of it. I use this word, so I don't highlight it. And now you can see ingenuity. I think that it is not advanced. It is maybe upper, can be upper intermediate. So I will highlight it orange. And learning new words with this method is so amazing. I think that it isn't wasting time. Ingenuity, and then cleverness. I think that it is pre-intermediate, not pre-intermediate. It is uh, simple word. So I want highlight. And intuition. Yeah, it can be maybe intermediate. So let's do it like this. Then Let's go on to the next question. Which of the following is not mentioned in paragraph as a main factor? As a main factor, okay. Which of the following is not mentioned in paragraph 2 as a main factor in the development of TOEFL account? Is not mentioned. It's not mentioned in paragraph 2 as a main factor in the development of TOEFL account. The first choice is the presence of obsidian in the Teotihuacan Valley. Presence means the existence of something, you know. The potential for extensive irrigation of Teotihuacan Valley lands, a long period of volcanic inactivity, and also Teotihuacan's location on a natural trade route. Let's go. How did the tremendous development take place? We can choose we can find the answer from you. And why did it happen in the Teotihuacan Valley? Among the main factors are Teotihuacan's geographic location on a natural trade route to the south and east of the valley of the east of the valley of the Mexico. The obsidian resources in the Teotihuacan Valley itself and the valley its potential for extensive irrigation. Let's go. We can see in paragraph 2 the presence of obsidian, like the existence of obsidian, then Teotihuacan's location on a natural trade. Yeah. Which of the following is not? You can see we are in the third question. The potential for extensive irrigation, it is true, and also the first choice is true. A long period of volcanic inactivity, it is not true. Very funny. Teotihuacan's location on a natural trade route, it is true. And the correct answer also of the following is not mentioned. This answer is the second no, the third answer. Inactivity. It is not main factor, but it can be a factor, but it is not main. Okay, the next question. What can be inferred from paragraph 3 about what can be inferred from paragraph 3 about Tuclo? Wait for me. About paragraph 3 about Tuclo. Okay, what can be inferred from paragraph 3 about Tuclo prior to 200 before Christmas? 200 before Christmas. Yeah, what can be inferred? Yeah, like inferred means assumed. What can be assumed from paragraph 3? Like this last factor is at least circumstantially implicated in Teotihuacan's rise prior to 200 before Christmas. A number of relatively small centers coexisted in and near the Valley of Mexico. Around this time, the largest of the centers, Cuicuilco, was seriously affected by a volcanic eruption, with much of its agricultural land covered by lava. With Cuicuilco eliminated as a potential rival, any of a number of relatively modest towns might have emerged as a leading economic and political power in central Mexico. The archaeological evidence clearly indicates, though, that Teotihuacan was the center that did rise as the predominant force in the area by the 1st century AD. Okay. Okay, what can be inferred? It was a fairly small city until that date. No, it is not true. It was located outside the Valley of Mexico. Hmm, maybe. It emerged rapidly as an economical and political center. Its economy relied heavily on agriculture. Yeah, I think that the no. The second choice is wrong. It was located outside the Valley of Mexico. It is false. It is. It was located in the Valley of in and near the Valley of Mexico. I think that the correct answer is D, because after the volcanic eruption, his like agricultural uh, area like damaged, and also because the agricultural areas are covered by lava. I think that it is because of it. For the D. Which of the following allow Teotihuacan to have a competitive edge, competitive edge or over its neighbors? Which of the following allow Teotihuacan to have a competitive edge over its neighbors? Yeah. A well exploited and readily available commodity, the presence of a highly stable elite class, knowledge derived directly from the Olmecs about the art of toolmaking, scarce natural resources in nearby areas such as those located in what are now the Guatemalan and Mexican highlands. Which of the following allow Teotihuacans to have competitive edge over its neighbors? Let's go. Along with the yeah, elite's ability gave the city, well like many other places in Mexican highlands, was rich in oxygen, the hard volcanic stuff. It seems likely that Teotihuacan's natural resources, along with the city elites' ability to recognize their potential, gave the city, yeah, like Teotihuacan's natural resources. I think that it is can be the presence of highly elite class, highly class. It is B. Then let's go. 6. According to paragraph 4, what has recent research on obsidian tools found at all next sites shown? What has recent research? Let's go. We must like know the before Christmas. We must remember the before Christmas. Let's go. The picture. No. Yeah, it's also probable that as early as 200 before Christmas, Teotihuacans may have achieved some religious significance, and its shrine may have served as an additional population magnet. Obsidian's value was understood only when Teotihuacans became an important city. The residents of Teotihuacan were sophisticated toolmakers. The original of Teotihuacans traded obsidian with the Olmecs as early as 400 before Christmas. Some of the obsidian used by Olmecs came from the area, and according to paragraph 4. Yeah, according to paragraph 4. The hard volcanic stone was a resource that had been in great demand for many years, at least since the rise of the Olmecs, and it apparently had a secure market. Moreover, recent research on obsidian tools found at Olmec sites has shown that some of the obsidian obtained by the Olmec originated near the Teotihuacans. Teotihuacan obsidian must have been recognized as a valuable commodity for many centuries before the great city arose. Hmm. Was understood only when, yeah, no, B is rank, B, C, and D. No, the correct answer is A. Then 7. Select two answer choices that are mentioned in paragraph 5 as being features of Teotihuacan that may have attracted immigrants to the city. To receive credit, you must select two answers. Select the two answer choices that are mentioned in paragraph 5 as being features of Teotihuacan that may have attracted immigrants to the city. The prosperity of the allied, plenty of available housing, no. Opportunities for well-paid agricultural employment, no. The presence of one or more religious shrines. Correct answer is R, A, and D. 8. In paragraph 6, the author discusses the thriving obsidian operation in order to paragraph 6 discuss thriving obsidian operation in order to explain why manufacturing was the main industry of Teotihuacan. Give an example of an industry that took very little time to develop in Teotihuacan. Illustrate how several factors influence each other to make Teotihuacan powerful and wealthy. Explain how a successful industry can be a source of wealth and a source of conflict at the same time. I think that let's go to the picture of Teotihuacan that emerged is a classic picture of positive feedback among obsidian mining and working trade, population growth, irrigation, and religious tourism. The thriving obsidian operation, for example, would necessitate more miners, additional manufacturers of obsidian tools, and additional traders to carry the goods to the new markets. All this led to increased wealth, which in turn would attract more immigrants to Teotihuacan. For me, more miners, additional manufacturers of obsidian tools, and trading, who control the economy. Hmm. Explain why manufacturing was the main industry of Teotihuacan. Thriving obsidian operation. Give an example of an industry that took very little time to develop in. Yeah. Illustrate how several factors influence each other to make. Okay. Uh, yeah, I think that it is C, but I'm not sure. Explain how a successful industry can be a source of wealth and a source of conflict at the same time. Actually, it can be because D because how a successful industry can be a source of wealth. More irrigation works would have to build to feed the growing population, and in this resulted in more power and wealth for the Allied. Yeah. Then we have the next question. In paragraph 1 of the passage, or first of the passage, there is a missing sentence. The paragraph is repeated below and shows four letters. In fact, artifacts and pottery from the have been discovered in sites as far away as the Mayan lowlands and Guatemalan islands, northern Mexico, and the Gulf Coast of Mexico. Where would the center best fit? Yeah, in fact, no, A isn't true. Let's go to complex and the regular Greek pattern of streets. In fact, artifacts and pottery from Theta have been discovered in sites as furthermore planning and central control were involved in the expansion and ordering of this great metropolis. Moreover, the city had economic, perhaps religious, contacts with the most parts of modern Central America and Mexico. I think that the correct answer option is D. And then 10. Directions and introductory sentence for a brief summary of the passage is provided below. Complete the summary by selecting the three answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. Some sentences don't belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage or are minor ideas in the passage. This correction is worth 2 points. And in the introductory sentence for a brief summary. Oh, okay. Write your answers choices in the space. Teotihuacan was a highly developed city in Mesoamerica that reached its peak between about AD 150 and 700. Answers can be a number and sophistication of the article, administrative, commercial, and religious features of the thing indicate the existence of central planning and control. Teotihuacans may have developed its own specific local religion as a result of the cultural advance made possible by the city's great prosperity. No. Several factors may account for Teotihuacan's extraordinary development, including its location, rich natural resource, irrigation potential, intelligent elite, and misfortune of rival communities. Then, as a result of its large number of religious shrines, by the first came the most influential religious center in all of Mesoamerica, in many important areas, from the obsidian industry to religious tourism. Teotihuacan's success and prosperity typified classic positive feedback cycle. Although many immigrants settled in Teotihuacan between AD, okay, the increasing threat of course labor discouraged further settlement and limited Teotihuacan's population growth. I think that is A. No, 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 not A. Cultural advance made possible by the city's great prosperity. BCD. Of course, we will uh, check the answers. Yeah, let's go. B, D, C, D. Oh, whoa, whoa. Two wrong things. Then A and D. Yeah, it's great. No, okay. Three and oh, no, 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 no. It's also like I think that it isn't. It isn't true. It isn't true. I have four mistakes. But no matter we have four mistakes, yeah, maybe you can laugh at me because I'm a student and I'm preparing for the TOEFL exam um, as self-study. But yeah, you can say that uh, maybe you must learn yourself, then you can teach us. Yeah, it's true, but I think that teaching somebody is important, like is a uh, is a simple way to improve uh, yourself. I think that it will be good way. So I try to teach. Yeah, it can be true. Like I don't know enough um, like things about exams, but I try to do it rightly. And also I give you some strategies. And now I have four mistakes. Yeah, it can be big mistakes for text. It can be main mistakes for ethics, just the text, but it's my first TOEFL practice text, and I think that uh, it isn't so bad. Four mistakes. Let's stop here. This is our first TOEFL. This was our first TOEFL lesson. I improved my reading section today, and I hope that this video was useful for you and also for me, I hope. And yeah, it can be a bit stupidness or foolishness that only improving the like reading reading skills. But I think that the most difficult section of the exams are like is are of the exams is reading, because in the reading section there are so many academic words and so many types of questions that we can puzzled in a days, so we must try to solve the questions to find the correct answers. And yeah, but for today I did only reading section, but from the next in the second video I hope that uh, I will share we will improve our for all four sections, like reading, speaking, writing, and reading, speaking, writing, and listening. And now I have a like I now I talked about TOEFL exam and also some other problems I had, so I couldn't like mm, I couldn't like make right timing. So our text wasn't for 20 minutes. It was more than 20 minutes. Sorry for it, because it's the first, and I hope that from the next video, from the next lesson, we will start regularly and normal reading, normal like improvement. But now, of course, we have a homework. I will write the homework. Uh, I'm I'm a student, so I try to give myself homework, and it can be useful for you. Yeah, homework. Doing the second text, then learning the words, both in the first text that we did and also the next text that we will do. Learning words. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for L. Yeah, that's enough for today. And I hope that this will be useful for everybody. Yeah, take care of yourself. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.